Kaneloa Kamaunu is a Kuleana Kalo farmer. He's a musician and advocate of Kuleana water rights and was the signer over 10 years ago of a constitution preserving the Iwi Kupuna. So we'd like to bring on Kaneloa. He's coming down now.
Aloha mai kākou, Kaneloa, Kamaunu, Koinoa. You know, that's funny because about maybe 5 years ago, I never understood any part of our Hawaiian language. Um, and you know, it was interesting for me to meet people that was very active in the movement, and which inspired me to want to learn a little bit more about who I am and what actually is important to me. You know, and of course, many of my associates, you met Claire and Jocelyn, they're a big influence on my life, as well as Kemoku Kapu and Ui. You know, people like Kaui Hill, uh, many others that right now escape my memory as far as learning about myself. And so when I give you this talk, it is centered on myself because I feel that it's not my right to speak for other people. The thoughts are mine, and I speak on what I believe, and that's from learning from others, yeah, and incorporating a lot of what I've learned. And so, to kind of give you a background of who I am, uh, my dad was a veteran in the Korean War, and or I should say, the Korean conflict um, wasn't a real war. So my dad traveled. In fact, my family traveled for 12 years. My dad is originally from the island of Oahu, and my mother is actually from here. She's from Waihe'a Valley, and the only reason she's on the island of Oahu is because of all the inundation of the soldiers that were in our area. My grandmother did not want her to end up being pregnant at an early age, so she sent her to her auntie on Oahu, and this is where my father and mother met. And within those years, my dad traveled. So three of my older siblings were born on Oahu. The next was born in Oklahoma. The next was born in New Jersey. The next two were born in Germany. And the last three of us were born in New Jersey. And, you know, uh, with that thinking, I actually shouldn't be here. I should actually be in the continental United States. Um, the only reason I come back here is because the system fails my family. Um, my dad had a habit of gambling, and with that, got himself in trouble, got himself court-martialed, and thrown in jail. A sad part about that, no, that's my dad's fault. But the sad part of it is what happens to our family. My mother, having 10 of us, the oldest being about 16, is actually kicked off the base. So all these years, she was a housewife. She had no skills, working skills to take care of her children. And you're talking just the early 60s, late 50s. Yeah. And so for a woman in that society at the time was very hard. Not a lot of women worked. Not a lot of women were single parents. She wasn't only a single parent, she's a single parent of 10 kids. And with that, my dad is arrested. We're kicked to the streets, and she has to find a way to get back to the only home she has, which is all the way across from the East Coast to the West Coast back to Hawaii, with nobody else helping her, no support from any of the government entities that actually my father got shot for, that my father had fought for, and all that was thrown out the door, and we were left. So we come back home, we are basically stranded. We have no money. My mother has no education. She returns back home to Waihe'a. And back in the day, Waihe'a was the boondocks. It's like Ulupalakua, it's the boondocks. We out every place. Town was Kahului, Wailuku, and it wasn't a small town. We was out in the boonies. And so with that, she comes home, she educates herself. She sends herself to school, she works, and the thing is, we get left unattended. She has to leave us because there's nobody else to take care of us. But back in those days, you could do that. You know, everything was pretty safe, right? The neighborhoods was pretty safe. And people were used to being on their own. And we was. And I was probably about 5 or 6. You know, my younger sibling too. But the whole thing about that is that you grow up in this system and they talk about taking care. They talk about, you know, we are a civilized society. We take care of our own, you know. And yet, it failed to take care of my family. Had they taken care of my family, I probably wouldn't even be here today. I would have probably still been in the mainland. But no, I come home here. I find my roots here. Foreign. To me, it's all foreign because I don't understand it. And we live among Lo'is. Our whole area is Lo'i. We get one house, and over about 4 or 5 acres is just Lo'is. I have no understanding what that is. I don't know what it is. It's just a plant that grows outside. And I was sad to say, it took me to the age of 45. I'm 54 right now, going on 55. It took me that long to understand who I am. Once I caught hold of who I was, or who I'm supposed to be, I wanted to know. But you know, about 11, 10 years ago, this information wasn't readily available. So I was lucky that the Nava'iha case comes along, the water case. And being that we live on Kuleana, and we are Kuleana family, they came searching for us, for our mana'o, our ike, about the water, about our family, to use in their case. And that is just as foreign to me. I didn't know we had rights. I didn't know that, you know, they had anything to give to anybody. But yet they come to search for us. So it's, you know, I remember my mother telling me, and this is about the water, she said, the water is never to stop running. See, for us, our water source comes from the mountain. So in our bathroom, our drinking water, whether rainy and dirty water, that's all we use. We'll take a bath for eat, for drink. That's all we had. So she said the water is to never stop running, and I always remember that. So when I got involved in the Nava'iha case, that point came to my mind. And you know, at this time, you had games being played by Wailuku Water Company, who actually was Wailuku Agribusiness, who actually was Wailuku Sugar, right? And their CEO, what's his name now? Yeah, Chompley, Chumley. I know somebody remembers his name. I try to tend to forget his name, but anyway. But, you know, they come up there and they want to do stuff. So I remember my mama told me, learning about the Nava'iha case, learning about that we get rights. I said, oh, cool. So when they start going up there and they start blocking water, I start calling. Nobody give me notice that they're going to shut off the water. I called the office. I started yelling at the guy. I said, bro, what you guys doing? Turn off my water. You guys turn off my water. I said, we use the water. And they say, oh, we never know it was down here. I said, what do you mean you never know it was down here? Been here over that kind. Almost 600 years we've been down here. What are you guys talking about? You guys don't know what we say. You guys know my cousin. Because in that valley, all those guys was related. Get Kapuz, get Kahalikai, get Maikailoa, Maiva'a. This is all families that from there. And they all connect, Kekauna, all connected. We all families. How you don't know we stay down there? You cannot not know that we there. But anyway, so I grumble in now. So it was funny because all of a sudden they come down, and because of this case, they come down with water tanks. So us guys straight from the Hawaii. The pipe is stuck in Hawaii, the thing come down, all gravity feed. All of a sudden I get 250-gallon tanks they bring down. Because I started yapping because I was like, hey. So they come out, they bring them down, they set them up for us, they put them all together. Okay, so they take care of that. But the thing is, what I started to realize, wow, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this stuff is really true. This stuff is cool. I need to know more about what this is all about. You know, and so along with the case, I always claim Kuleana. Because what I realized was the Kuleana laws was superior to any other laws. So, what is superior? What does superior mean? Anybody? The highest. The highest rights. And I was going to say, oh, if we get the highest rights, hey, how come these guys dictating to us? All of a sudden we get all these guys dictating to us, but they don't own nothing. But when I did my research, they know my paperwork. So how they claim them? How the county, how the state, how they claim me anything? I said, I get pala pala, we get our pala pala. We get our Kuleana stuff, so and all the laws that they recognize, get us inside there. So I'm going like, so I tell the guy, I said, no, you guys don't get time for do. Because they're like, you signed the paper. They wanted us to come around. They wanted us to sign the lease. I said, you cannot tell me sign a lease. I said, you don't even know nothing. I said, until you prove that you own something, then I sign the lease. I said, I like to see your paperwork. And this is Dr. Miyiki. He don't like me too much. Right now, I like to see it. I said, I like to see the state's paperwork. You know what he told me? So he told me in a meeting. He said, the state never going to do that. And I told him, sure, because you guys don't want nothing. You cannot show something you don't want. Right? And the state, if you listen, the state says they're trustees of who? The fictitious Native Hawaiians, but that's another subject. But yet, they say they're the trustees. So your trustees just means you're somebody that owns them, man. You're actually just someone that actually continually protecting the rights of somebody else. Who's that somebody else? Me. Kaneloa Kamaunu, who poor as poor as you can get. I get superior rights. And they told us in the meeting, oh yeah, Kuleana gets superior rights. County had to admit to that. So when they came and they started telling us off, I said, wait. I said, you guys said we get superior rights. So I told the guy, I said, if there's a superior, to have a superior, what do you have to have? Get two parties, right? There's a superior and what? Inferior. Gotta have. Right? If you get the mo'i, that means you get the makainana, you get the people that serve you. Well, if you're telling me I'm superior, you telling me because your law is telling you, dictating to you that you are trustee and you protecting my rights and you saying I'm superior. I said, how you coming along and telling me I gotta sign your paper? It's point to me, I didn't know we had rights. I didn't know that, you know, had anything to give to anybody. But yet they come to search for us. So it's, you know, I remember my mother telling me, and this is about the water, she said, the water is never to stop running. See, for us, our water source comes from the mountain. So in our bathroom, our drinking water, whether rainy and dirty water, that's all we use. We'll take a bath for eat, for drink. That's all we had. So she said the water is to never stop running, and I always remember that. So when I got involved in the Navajo case, that point came to my mind. And you know, at this time, you had games being played by Wailuku Water Company, who actually was Wailuku Agribusiness, who actually was Wailuku Sugar, right? And their CEO, what's his name now? Yeah, Chompley. Oh, Chomley. I know somebody remembers his name. I try to tend to forget his name, but anyway. But, you know, they come up there and they want to do stuff. So I remember my mother told me, learning about the Navajo case, learning about that we get rights. Oh, cool. So when they start going up there and they start blocking water, oh, I start calling. Nobody give me notice that they're going to shut off the water. Oh, I call the office. I start yelling at the guy. I said, bro, what you guys doing? Turn off my, you guys turn off my water. I said, we use the water. And they say, oh, we never know it was down here. I said, what do you mean you never know it was down here? Been here over that kind. Almost 600 years we've been on here. What are you guys talking about? You guys don't know what we say. You guys know my cousin. Because in that valley, all those guys was related. Get Kapuz, get Kahalikai, get Maikailoa, Pi Maiva'a. This is all families that from there. And they all connect, Kekahuna, all connected. We all families. How you don't know we stay down there? You cannot not know that really are. But anyway, so I gamble in now. So it was funny because all of a sudden they come down, and because of this case, they come down with water tanks. So us guys straight from Hawaii. The place is stuck in Hawaii, the thing come down, all gravity feed. All of a sudden I get two 250-gallon tanks they bring down. Because I started yapping because I was like, hey. So they come down, they bring them down, they set them up for us, they put them all together. Okay, so they take care of that. But the thing is, what I started to realize, wow, you know what I mean? Like, well, this stuff is really true. This stuff is cool. I need to know more about what this is all about. And so, along with the case, I always claim Kuleana. Because what I realized was the Kuleana laws was superior to any other laws. So, what is superior? What does superior mean? Anybody? The highest. The highest rights. And I was going to say, oh, if we get the highest rights, hey, how come these guys dictating to us? All of a sudden we get all these guys dictating to us, but they don't own nothing. But when I did my research, they know my paperwork. So how they claim them? How the county, how the state, how they claim anything? I said, I get pala. We get our pala. We get our Kuleana stuff, so and all the laws that they recognize, get us inside there. So I'm going so I tell the guy, I said, no, you get to keep them for do. Because they're like, you signed the paper. They wanted us to come around. They wanted us to sign the lease. I said, you cannot tell me sign a lease. I said, you don't even know nothing. I said, until you prove that you own something, then I sign the lease. I said, I like to see your paperwork. And this is Dr. Miyiki. You don't like me too much. Right now, I like to see her. They said, I like to see the state's paperwork. You know what he told me? So he told me in a meeting. He said, the state never going to do that. And I told him, sure, because you guys don't want nothing. You cannot show something you don't want. Right? And the state, if you listen, the state says they're trustees of who? The fictitious Native Hawaiians, but that's another subject. But yet, they say they're the trustees. So your trustees just means you're somebody that owns them, man. You're actually just someone that actually continually protecting the rights of somebody else. Who's that somebody else? Me. Kaneloa Kamaunu, who poor as poor as you can get. I get superior rights. And they told us in the meeting, oh yeah, Kuleana gets superior rights. County had to admit to that. So when they came and they started telling us off, I said, wait. I said, you guys said we get superior rights. So I told the guy, I said, if there's a superior, to have a superior, what do you have to have? Get two parties, right? There's a superior and what? Inferior. Gotta have. Right? If you get the mo'i, that means you get the makainana, you get the people that serve you. Well, if you're telling me I'm superior, you telling me because your law is telling you, dictating to you that you are trustee and you protecting my rights and you saying I'm superior. I said, how you coming along and telling me I gotta sign your paper? When you inferior. You cannot talk to me. You cannot talk to me and you cannot tell me what to do. And as I keep fighting for that same right. If I'm superior, you are inferior and you cannot do nothing. You don't want the right to dictate to me. And they're all going like, yeah. But see, only one guy, even though I'm one big guy, I take up plenty space. You know what I mean? I still only one guy, But what's happened throughout the years, and I just following suit with a lot of things that a lot of my associates are saying. Because, I had to change. I had to change from, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And then I had to look like, oh, is that a wrong thing? And, the thing is, I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not here to put down America. I'm not here to say that, what you believe is wrong. So don't get me wrong. You have the right to believe what you want. And that's your right. And I'm not going to take that away. But I just, as I said, talking about myself. I'm not here to put anybody down. So I realized these things. And I said, I wanted to learn about these things. And then I ran into my wife. Johanna. She started to get busy in these things. And you know me, typical husbands. I was kind of wondering what she was doing because she was taking off, going with this lady. She was going to the law library, and I was going like, oh, well, maybe she could check it out. And it's funny because meeting Jocelyn Costa for the first time, she was heavy into all this stuff. And, they was like deep, and I was thinking like, it's a little bit too much for me because I was still caught in that American system. And then as I listened to this, and then another friend of ours, some of you may know him, he's from Lahaina, Wilman Kahali'i, he decided, hey, why don't we get together and have a talk group, just the four of us, and we'll discuss the Kanawai. I said, oh, cool. I get to learn more stuff, even though I don't know nothing. So we did. We got together. We got a group together. We started. It's funny because at that time, I think Jocelyn, she wasn't working. Wilmot was only a musician, so his time was open during the day. So we got together like 3 times a week for almost 2 years. We started at about 8 o'clock in the morning. We finished about 10 o'clock that night. And what we was doing was discussing how the Kanawai still is in effect and how the thing applies to us today. That's very important for me. Learning and not knowing these things became important. So we argued on points. We disagree all the time. But with that disagreement, you get knowledge. So when we finally, after 2 years of sitting down, decided to go out and introduce ourselves to the county, to the public, it was like, wow, this is cool. Didn't mean everybody listened to us because we sounded smart. But my whole thing was, if it's the truth, why not going to say something? So I need to find out if what we're saying is real or is it all a BS. The only way to do that, if you like fish, you got to throw your hook inside, right? You got to throw your hook in the water. You got to go out there and fish. You can't say, oh, this is how you should fish, do this, and you never do them. Because you're not going to work until you try them. So I said, okay, I'm going to try them. I'm going to challenge whatever they're saying. And this is after the Vaihao case. And you know what? We found out truths. Kelmoku, I know, going to be coming up about Kuleana lands. Right. Found out about Kuleana lands. A couple years ago, 2009, August, OHA proposes legislation or bill to allow Kuleana owners, Kuleana landholders, to pay $150 a year for real property tax to ease, because they noticed that a lot of the people are losing their lands. So Boyd Mossman and OHA decided to come forward with this plan that they would introduce right out of Kuleana, and that the state is obligated to help them, or the county, by allowing them $150 a year. Okay, we was talking about this in our group. And my thing is, your law says we get allodial titles. Being that we get an allodial title, what that means is we're superior. There is no greater title. So again, the word superior comes up. So when they come up, I'm going like, my thing is, no ways, you guys can ask us for nothing. Because according to the paperwork we get on our Kuleana lands, to be allodial means that it is free of encumbrances. Means that no more taxes, no more nothing owing on the land. The Mo'i went quiet his title. The Ali'is too. They went quiet the title and they gave them to that person, which is my kupuna, which is the title that we sit on. So the thing is, according to their law, you cannot charge taxes. Tax is done. Was paid in full. Okay? So if you check the history, a lot of times the lease paid for the people to get their claims, because the people never have money. But with that title came the superiority. So the thing is, when I went to go to county council, and I told them, I said, I protest against what you guys offering. $150 is good. It's not bad. As long as you get that claim, it's forever, $150. I get no ways. I said the thing states in the law, and I said in your guys' law too, states it, that It's an allodial title too, and that you cannot charge me taxes. Because what is a tax? What does a tax say? Burden? But what else? What is what is the statement that taxes are making? All right. Again, the word superiority. For them to give you on tax, to put a tax upon you, they have to show that you are theirs. They own you. Okay? They have to show that. Okay? So what the county and the state and the federal government is saying, when you pay your taxes, that we the superior and you owe on fife. That's the word they use, fife. You owe that tax to us. So you pay that tax. So I told him, you prove that we owe that tax. I said, according to the paperwork, it says nothing. Everything's done. The land don't belong to you. How you connect to this land? How you exercising rights that don't belong to you? So Bill Medeiros, who was the representative for Hano, turned to court counsel. Court counsel is the attorneys for the county. And his statement was, he said, Mr. Kamaunu is saying correct, and are we breaking the laws? You hear that? You know, just ask him, oh, we're doing something wrong. He said, if we're breaking the laws, court counsel's very words, and this is, you guys should listen to this. It's an old law. That's the statement that came out of the lady's name. So what does that mean? What does that tell you that it's an old law? Okay? But what does it tell you about that law, that old law? Right, never abolished, still in effect, still apply. Still applies. Why? Because we the superior. It applies to you, any Kanaka, because it's our right. 1839, Bill of Rights, when we started to go into constitutional government. That Bill of Rights, read them. If you haven't read our Bill of Rights of 1839, the first constitution, read them. It's the most beautiful. You think the Americans want their stuff is good? Go look at ours. And you know what's the best thing about them? They followed those laws. And they didn't have to be prodded to do so. The people knew their laws, and they knew their rights, and they followed them. Why? Not because they was afraid of the Mo'is or the Ali'i. Because they loved their country, and they loved their Mo'i. They loved their leaders. So did their leaders love them. You know, we've been growing up that our leaders was corrupt. And I had this argument with my cousin. She said, oh, we don't like another king. I said, the government was corrupt. I said, okay, I take that. I take that. So I said, okay, side-by-side comparison. I said, first, we take the United States. What has the United States given us? Homelessness. We're starving. We're one of the worst health in the world. And we're the worst educated people in the world. Go check the SATs. Go check the scores. Every year, Hawaii fails. So I told her that. I said, no, we go back to the kingdom. You had on home. You always ate. We were one of the most educated countries in the end of the 1700s. Our health was the best in the world until pre-contact. So when she saw that, I said, so I told him, you tell me, where would you rather be? Where would you rather be? I said, I'm not in America, but you don't want to ask me. So you take the comparison. She couldn't say nothing. I said, exactly. I said, because it's the truth. I said, haven't we seen more homeless? We see more homeless. We get commercials about the hungry children. You get things about, trying to keep kids in school. Our country never had that problem. Education, go check our education. In the 1800s, we was always the top. 95% of our people was educated. They could read and write. Not only one language, two languages. So we're looking at this to be a raising of the flag. You need to understand who you are. And this is what I leave with you. We need to understand who we are. In that essence, we can go forward to do what we need to do. Mahalo, thank you for your time.
Hui, aloha mai kako. Again, welcome to Keokea for all this day of La Kuokoa. Now we're going to bring up some musicians for some musical entertainment. They're from the Royal Order of Kamehameha. And then we'll be coming up here and setting up. We'll introduce them. We have Kavika Komai. We have Jerry Valdez, Moses Kane, Charlie Ledward, and they're again from the Royal Order of Kamehameha. But while they're setting up, all the ike that was shared by the previous speakers, a lot of these things I didn't know, and it opened my mind, to a lot of things that's coming. Again, our nation that was overtaken by the illegal overthrow still have a lot of rights. We still have rights that are recognized today. Up here in Keokea, we have, I'm a member of Keokea Homestead Farmers Association, So on these lands that we have here, we're the only ag subdivision on island of Maui. And again, they said we gotta pay taxes. Again, that superior things, they said that because we have to pay taxes on the improvements and the services that we receive here, whereas for the land itself, we don't have to pay tax. We pay $1 a year, and then that most of the people paid that already. But after 7 years, they were saying, we have to pay taxes, and then we need water over here for our association, ag water. Again, they're saying, infrastructure, plenty of money got to be spent. We got to get grants. We got to do all this kind of stuff. Whereas the law says you're supposed to have water over here. Water will be provided to the native Hawaiians, the homesteaders. So again, many of these things are still in effect, but you have to fight for it, We have to fight for it. We have to go and tell them the law that they meaning the county that was set long ago. Brother said old law, the old law. No. These laws are still in effect. So again, I want everyone to think about what was happening here. Think about what was said, all the ike that was shared.